Hello, and welcome to Great Builds for Greatsword, where I showcase all of the builds that I use most frequently in my hunts. The topic of today's showcase is a set made for the sole purpose of defeating a Latrion by yourself, by assuring that his elemental thresholds are met and his eschaton judgment is weakened. For this reason, this build is made in both elements needed to kill the Black Dragon, fire and ice. This, gentlemen, is the Double Dragon. Depending on which version of Alatrion you have available each day, you can adjust this set in order to counter him. Here is the complete breakdown. The weapons we will be using are the Safi Hell Splitter for its fire element and the Safi Frost Splitter for its ice element. The importance of the Safi Elemental Greatswords in this build is paramount, not only for their high elemental values but also because we will be using one of its awakenings for Velkhana Divinity. The rest of the awakenings will be for elemental damage. This means that we will be using 3 instances of Element 5, 1 instance of Element 6, and the aforementioned Velkhana Divinity. For their augmentations, both weapons will have 2 element up and 1 health regen. You may sacrifice the health regen augmentation for more elemental damage, but I believe that it is not worthwhile for greatswords. The armor we will be using is as follows: Rimeguard Helm B, Rimeguard Chest B, Rimeguard Gloves B, Damascus Waist B, and Kulve Taroth Legs B. With Velkhana Divinity and 3-piece Rimeguard armor, we get access to both of the set bonuses we need, Critical Element and Frostcraft. To round off the equipment, we will be using the Blaze Charm or the Frost Charm, depending on your desired element, the Immunity Mantle, slotted with 2 Flawless Jewels to help with Dragon Blight, and the Rocksteady Mantle, slotted with 2 Medicine Jewels to generate more damage opportunities. With this set, we will need the following decorations. On the Greatsword, 1 Tenderizer Vitality. On the helmet, 1 Tenderizer Vitality and 1 Charger Jewel. On the chest, 1 Tenderizer Vitality, 1 Blaze Jewel, or Frost Jewel if Ice Element. On the gloves, 1 Critical Protection. On the waist, 1 Expert Plus, 1 Charger Jewel, and 1 Expert Jewel. On the legs, 1 Expert Jewel, 1 Expert Jewel, and the other Expert Plus. In terms of decorations, there are a few rare ones that are needed. The 2 Expert Pluses can be obtained through the Iceborne campaign and the Elatrion Gift Week. On the other hand, 3 Tenderizer Vitalities can be difficult to obtain. It is possible though to switch out the 2 Charger Jewels for Tenderizer Jewels, and then use 2 Charger Vitalities, which are much easier to get. In that case, you will only need 1 Tenderizer Vitality after that. With all the armor pieces and decorations assembled, we will have the following skills: Critical Ice 7, Fire Attack 6 or Ice Attack 6 depending on your element, Health Boost 3, Critical Boost 3, Weakness Exploit 3, Focus 3, Quick Sheath 3, Divine Blessing 3, Flinch Free 1, and then Recovery Up 2 and Peak Performance 2 as inactive skills depending on which mantle we will be using at the time. This build was created to hunt Alatrion solo, maximizing the elemental damage to break his elemental threshold successfully and survive his judgment. It can also be used effectively to kill other smaller monsters that are very weak to the corresponding element, but any standard damage build will be much more efficient for that. Having crit element and the damage increases from Frostcraft makes reaching those elemental thresholds very easy, even for Greatsword. The damage of this build is front loaded, so draw slashes and strong slashes will be very strong. Nevertheless, true charge slashes through shortcuts will also deal significant damage, thanks to Elatrion's forgiving hit zones. In regards to the pros and the cons, they are very simple. The good thing about this build is that it allows me to consistently hunt Alatreon successfully by myself. Without having to worry about his eschaton judgment, I can learn the fight and improve my skills. Now, as for the cons of the build, I have to first mention the sharpness. This build has no access to purple sharpness and only 40 hits of white sharpness. Wetfish plus scales will be necessary. In terms of raw damage, it is weaker than other builds due to our focus on increasing elemental power. This is very much a specific set to hunt Alatreon, and using it on other monsters will be less optimal. I have personally found a lot of success hunting Alatreon with this build, making getting all of the necessary materials from him very easily. Hopefully you too will be able to farm him just as easy as well. Thank you very much for your time, I wish you a wonderful day, and remember to please use more Greatsword.